Hey everyone, I just got back from the York Train Show in York, Pennsylvania. I also built this, which is the first time I've had a layout. It's been 30 years in the planning. Um, in reality, though, it only took about 2 weeks to build, just using planning software and friends from Central Operating Lines on Suffolk County. Their link is in the description below. Check them out. They have several open houses later this season. Um, at York, I bought a little bit too much.
I've made a huge mistake.
For those who know me, know I'm a really big fan of Canadian railroads. This is the only time MTH ever made CP Rail in this scheme. What someone told me that I didn't know is that there was a movie that Gene Wilder starred in that actually featured this train.
I don't know about you, but next time I'm going to take the bus.
I was lucky enough to find the engine at Grzybowski's in the Orange Hall, and then I found the cars at Nicholas Smith also in the Orange Hall. The other large item I picked up a lot, but the other large item that I picked up is a MTH Bavarian steam locomotive with the passenger cars. Now, MTH doesn't have this tooling anymore, so it's extremely difficult to find. I go to every train show looking for Via Rail F40s. I didn't find any for sale, but Mr. Muffin had an early prototype of the Via Rail F40 PH. They're running two. Mr. Muffins is running two Via Rail F40s. He had the green one available, which MTH ran back in 2017. Absolutely impossible to find, even more impossible to find than the European stuff. And it looks amazing. Atlas did a fantastic job with the Via F40. I already have mine pre-ordered. I heard he got multiple pre-orders at the show, so if you are looking for a Via Rail F40, a Canadian engine, make sure to go over to his website and pre-order before you're unable to get one. Years for a Via Rail F. No, I've been looking for more than 4 years. I've been looking since 2017 for a Via Rail F40, and unfortunately, they just don't come up. I don't quite know why. Obviously, I guess people like them. So I would suggest if you're looking for one of those, definitely go to Mr. Muffin and pre-order it. There was a bunch of other items that I picked up at York. Luckily, a lot of the items were pickups from York instead of me buying them at York, and I still managed to stay just barely within my budget. Really was not expecting this train to come up. It is a very hard to find train, but I love Canadian passenger items, and I had to buy it.
I would advise that you comply with our language laws, which specifically prescribe that all signs be in both English and French. I do have to fine you. That'll be $1,000 Canadian, or 10 American dollars if you'd prefer.
I wanted to go over, the layout, how I built it, where my vision is going with this. My plan is to completely computer automate the layout as much as I possibly can. Certain things I can automate just because of things like DCS, where you have to use the DCS app or remote or whatnot. But everything, my goal is to automate as much as I possibly can, having a fully functional two-loop top level and a fully functional two-loop bottom level. So now we'll go back to the more familiar view where all you do is see my hands, but it's probably the easiest way to explain this. I built the whole layout first doing a significant amount of planning using a software called Rail Modeler Pro. When it comes to woodworking, I am really bad at it. So what I did was went through a large amount of graph paper trying to plot out what are the specific portions that have to get built. So sort of just cutting things into 4x8s for the plywood, or smaller, depending the portions that have to get built. My basement has this extremely annoying column right in the middle of the layout. So I decided to do a cutout, and the cutout might look a bit big, and perhaps it is. Maybe I'll fill in a little bit. But I did it so that I could pop under and in, and then go ahead and need to do anything in the center, wiring-wise or whatnot that I needed to do. I planned for the layout using 3/4 plywood so that I could walk on the layout if needed, and then I also used Homosote to deaden the sound. This combination worked out really well. As for the wood and the columns here, this is all 2x4s, and this frame here also is 2x4s. I have a large amount of subways. I absolutely wanted a subway level, and that's what this is down here. Just walking around some more York purchases. So this is my test subway car. There's going to be a second track here, and then this is going to be the difficult thing. The difficult thing is going to be this, because this is going to start declining, and then it's going to go all the way around the layout as it declines down into the subway level. And I have a big plan here. Signals. I really want to make it look like the decline, I want it to look like the N train after Queensboro Plaza. But the way that I want the signals to look is sort of like Smith 9th Street, where you have grade signals going down. And that's sort of what I'm most excited about as far as the entire layout, is getting this decline put in and then getting the signaling to look as realistic as possible.